Okay, so when we go into the IELTS exam, I want us to have full eye contact. Don't stare at your shoes, don't stare off your hands, okay? Talk slowly, have eye contact. And another thing to remember, especially, okay, in part 1 of the speaking test, when people ask you questions about, your personal experiences, about your what music do you like reading or not, okay? Imagine, okay, say if you're on a date with someone for the first time, like your boyfriend that you've been dating for a week, and then you say, so do you like to watch movies? And he goes, yeah. And then you're like, so what do you like to do when you when you have free time? And then he goes, music. How would you feel? How would you feel? Yes, it feels like he's just answering your questions, like as if it's like it's painful. It's a painful task. And it makes people feel awkward when we talk to people like that. And remember that examiners are humans too. So a lot of the times, okay, the students I've taught in the past, they've got good grammar, okay? They've got good English foundation, okay? They know enough words. But they never get the mark they want. It's because they have some certain habits when they talk. First of all, they don't make eye contact. And they gave like, yes, no, I don't know, that kind of answers. Okay, for example, when with the examiner, they're gonna ask you, so where are you from? Where's your hometown? Okay? Instead of just saying, China, try to elaborate a bit, okay? Try to introduce probably a special characteristic of the city. Okay, for example, in my city, I said something about everyone talks with a really strong, northern accent. Think about your city. What is the one special characteristic with your city? And also, if the examiner asks you, so do you like something? Let's say, do you like reading? Don't just say, yeah, I like reading. You don't sound like your enthusiasm. You gotta say it with passion. So yeah, I love reading. Like my favorite book is Kite Runner because I actually read it like last year. Have you read it before? Try to make it sound like a conversation. That's very, very important. And sometimes, sometimes you might get very strange questions too when it comes to, especially part 1. For example, they might ask you, do you like to look at the sky? When my student got that, they would be like, I've never actually thought about that. Who would consider whether I like the sky or not? So they go, so that, and then they got stuck. And it wasn't actually a hard question. So when we walk into the examination room, we have to prepare for questions that is so weird, that we've never ever even thought about. So the trick to do that is first just say, yeah, I really like sky, as if it's just like a really normal conversation, normal topic. And then think of one special advantage about the sky. Well, you can even say, I like sky because it's blue, and I really like the color blue. Okay, do you like trees? Yeah, well, I like trees because they produce a lot of oxygen. Okay? And then I remember during my test that day, the examiner actually asked about something that I had absolutely no idea about. He asked me, so can you tell me about the seasonal job in your country? I was like, seasonal job, 季节性的工作. Like I didn't really know much about seasonal job. So instead, what did I say? I didn't just say, I don't know. First I say, well, I don't really know about seasonal job, to be honest, because back there in my country, okay, everyone works all year round. But then I suppose then tourism might be affected a bit by the changing seasons and tourists. So